So, hello and welcome along to episode 8 of A View from Section C. We are live on video this week, so this will be going round. Larzo's a bit cautious of it,
Freaked
of
out.
it.
Oh, technical stuff does mean nothing.
We thought we'll go through a little bit of a change. We've got some highlights in that to show as well from some of the game last night, the Cardiff game. So. Yes, it's a new way of kind of doing things. We'll get it out on the socials, we'll get it out on Spotify and that still, but we're going to throw the video out there as well and see how people like it. So, juniors here, seniors here.
Yeah. I'll tell you, there's only one thing I want to say before we start, right? You've got a Canadian thing behind you, and I've got a Scottish thing behind us. That just goes to show where your loyalties lie, eh? Let's be honest.
Well, it's listen,
and I'll tell you, the guy behind me could probably knock out the boy that's behind you quite easily.
He's not a fighter though. No, this will be getting moved. This is going to be getting moved soon, and there's going to be a frame top get put up there.
Yeah, there's been a lot of complaints.
I'll tell you, the frame top that's going to go up there could batter your boy, Cam McGiffin.
Yeah.
So, yes, apologies for a bit of a croaky voice. There was a lot happened last night, which has resulted in croaky throats today and lost voices. So we will go through our usual. We will have a review of the Panthers and Steelers games. We will review last night's Devils Challenge Cup first leg game, everything that went with it. And then obviously we'll have a preview of the Glasgow Clan and then another 2 games against the Cardiff Devils.
Yeah. Interesting. Have I thrown the quiz in this week? Or what are you doing?
I've not prepared a quiz this week.
Shocking.
I've not prepared a quiz.
I'm going to
set up for the last few days.
I'm going to blame see your technical stuff. That's how it's better off. We just sit in a room and just crack on a bit. But also I'm going to blame McNally for this.
Yeah.
If there's any, we'll blame him.
You've got to give the fans what they want. That's what they want to see us doing this. So, review of the Panthers and Steelers. So, Saturday at home to Nottingham. So, we won the game 4-1 in front of quite a bumper crowd, nearly 1,600.
Yeah.
Goals from Philippe Songe on the power play at 13:37. Matthew Lane equalised for Nottingham in the 23rd minute. Sebastian Bengtsson then stepped in. 32:03. Spencer Dorowicz with a power play goal to give us a 3-1 lead going into the third period. And then Bengtsson steps up again to score his second of the night to give the Stars a 4-1 victory over what we had said previously was a team that we should have beaten twice down in Nottingham.
Yeah, the guys went and proved it. Absolutely went and proved it that we were unlucky to lose twice down there. They've came back up here, and I'll be honest with you, put them in their place. Absolutely put them in their place. I thought it was a great team performance. All round, it was a great team performance. It was a well-deserved victory, and it was good to see Kyle back on the ice. I know he played. I think he played
in Belfast.
And it was good to see him there. And I've always said it. We've always said it that when he's playing and he's playing well, he gives everybody a boost. He gives the crowd a boost, but he probably gives his teammates a boost.
Yeah. And I also think it's that Kyle Haas is a guy who will stick up for everyone. We've seen that numerous times. Again, we'll come into it, but he did it again last night as well. He will come in and step in and support the guys. And I think when he's not there could be that slight intimidating feel of, Haas not there. We've got Dorowicz out. We've got Rongier out. We've got, there's a couple of guys who could still drop the gloves.
A lot of the grinders there. A lot of the guys who could play that type of game. They're, as you say, they're maybe no out and out enforcers. They'll drop the gloves if they need to drop the gloves.
Yeah,
it's probably not part and parcel of their game. but they could play that style again. But again, and the one that stood out for me, well, there was two. We're going to be honest, there was two. There was Benson, who suddenly looked like he was a different player altogether. He took the penalty, come out the box, went one-on-one with Kevin Carr, and I'll tell you, when he dinked left and went right, Kevin Carr probably hit me at work, and I worked just along the road. I'm telling you, somebody picked him up from my work to get him back to Nottingham. I'll tell you, that's how big that deke was, and a finisher. And then the other end is Mo. Listen again. 97, I think it was. 90, I've got it written down. 97.14 save percentage against Nottingham. 35 shots on goal, 1 goal against. Outstanding. Outstanding.
And I think we've said it for weeks now that Morrison keeps us in games, and you know, even at 1-1, you think, okay, Nottingham could go on here and get a couple of quick ones, but held his own, stood firm, didn't let them in, and we go up and win a game 4-1. Adam Morrison, when he's on his game, he will win us. He gives us a chance every game to win.
Gives us a chance. And that's all you could ask for your netminder. If your netminder's only letting in 1 or 2 goals every game, you're in with a shout. You're in with a shout. You're then looking at your forwards to start to score at least 1 or 2 goals to get you to a minimum of overtime.
So it was, and saying that with Morrison playing well, Carr played very well. Carr kept him in the game. It could have been more.
Carr's a good goalie. Carr's a good goalie. But again, it could be. I'm hoping we've turned that corner. I'm hoping we're not the Jekyll and Hyde, because that was okay. We got beaten Belfast, but was it Belfast?
Well, last week, no, we won in Belfast last week.
We won in Belfast, and then you go on to Nottingham, and you beat Nottingham. That was 3 in a row we'd won. And players are coming back for injury, which is helping. Big difference. Big difference when you've got a fully fit squad.
For me, looking at that game, Nottingham were poor. And even then, I don't think that it was that they were poor. I think that's as good as they could have played. It looks like it's the same team that we've saw on the streams. The guy, is it Blargion, his name?
Something like that.
Toussignon?
Non-existent.
Guys for them. I didn't even realise until Blargion turned round and started questioning accents and what language we were speaking, and I didn't think he was playing. This is the third period. So it was. But then they go and pick up 4 points at that weekend, though.
And you know what? I must admit, I was a wee bit worried because they'd went into Glasgow, and they beat Glasgow, and you're thinking, Glasgow are a new team, but they've got some good players. Let's be honest, right? And we'll speak about them for this weekend, but they have got good players.
Are they a new team like Rangers?
The Glasgow Clan. Actually, they could be called the late Glasgow Clan because they were late to the table this year. But they've got good players. They do have good players, and the goalie everybody seemingly rates their goalie, and Nottingham going there and the win. I was a bit worried, especially because they'd been up the night before. They'd played the night before. Nottingham have struggled with us before. We coming right off a bus and playing us. And I thought they've had time to get their legs,
relax.
Get a bit of rest before everything goes on. And I was worried. And then really I shouldn't have been worried
No,
because we turned
we were all over them.
a performance in like that deserved
Yeah.
the 2 points. And then you look at the result the next night and they go in the Fife and they win in Fife.
Yeah.
It was a strange weekend for the Nottingham Panthers, that's for sure.
Yeah. So 2 points. We were happy.
We said that, didn't we? We said that. We said out the weekend we would take a minimum of 2 points out the weekend, and we got them off the bat.
Yeah, and I think we weren't expecting much in Sheffield, but obviously it ended up being 3-1 to the Steelers. So goals from Evan Mosey on the power play, a very questionable 5-on-3 power play. Obviously, largely you didn't watch it. I got the stream. There was a very, very questionable call on Connor Sills checking from behind or checking what Borden, whatever it was they actually called. It was cross check. It was a little push in the back, and the guy threw himself down. So they went to 5-on-3 and scored on that. Martin Latal broke away from I think it was Dryden down the boards. Charlie Combs then pulled us back to within 1 on 30-51 assists from Dorwich and Haas. However, Tanner Eberle sealed it early in the third period with a goal assisted by Valorant and Armstrong. It was, I think Omar said it, the first period wasn't our best. I think we were camped in our zone quite a lot of the period. But second and thirds, it very much was an absolute grinding performance by us. And we were unlucky not to score a couple more goals. We hit the post. I think Gabe hit the post. There's a couple of posts hit. When we pulled Morrison, we had a couple of chances on the 6-on-5. Just couldn't bury it in the end. Stojanovic had a good game again.
Yeah, he plays well against us, does he?
I hate him, but I like him.
Yeah.
But it was two freak goals in the game, though. Obviously, our one was it was like it was saved. It bounced up and then hit Stojanovic in the back and went in the goal. And then the exact same happened to Morrison for the third or the second, whatever it was. It's the exact same goal. So didn't expect much, but it was a valid performance, and it's something that I think fans actually were proud of. It was a good team performance in the end, and they were unlucky not to even tie the game, take to overtime. I think we could have. I think a lot of people couldn't argue that we might have deserved something out of it.
I think the killer for us was that they didn't score early in the third. It was fairly early.
Yeah, it was.
When Tanner Eberle scored, I think 3 minutes. And I think if it's 2-1 and you maybe get to 5-10 minutes into that period, then it becomes a totally different game, because are Sheffield going to chase it when they're winning 2-1? And we keep sitting back and hoping just to hit them on that break, and then we've then got to chase it, but it's at 2-1. But when the score's early to go 3-1 up, then we're then changing our game, because we've then really got to chase the game.
Yeah, it kills Omar's team talk straight away.
Yes, I've never liked it. I've always seen it in the past. We start teams that we tend to lose goals early in periods, whether it be the second or the third. We lost goals, and when we speak about last night's game, we scored to go 4-1 up, I think it was.
Yeah,
and they scored 22 seconds or something.
Yeah,
22 seconds. You've got to, even though you went 4-1 up and the adrenaline's going, you've got to relax and think about what you're doing. And as you say, 2-1 at Sheffield, within 3 minutes, you're 3-1 down.
Yeah,
it kills the whole team talk for that period. For the outcome of the game. But didn't expect much out of Sheffield, to be honest with you.
No.
Didn't expect much. One thing that I will touch on, because this is what I have seen, was Robert Dowd.
Yes.
Absolute shite bag move. Right? Now, I'm not caring what happens on the boards with him and Songe, right?
Say all you want.
If Songe decides he's going to be a wee dick, right? And maybe he was being a wee dick. And if Dowd's going to drop the gloves with him, then so be it. Right? I've not got an issue with Dowd dropping the gloves.
Yep.
What I've got an issue with is what Dowd did when the two of them hit the ice.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I like Robert Dowd. I've spoken to Robert Dowd before, and I just did not think that was in his locker. I really didn't. I thought once he gave Sonch a few rapid and he got on the ice, that was it, finished. But to keep going is shocking. An absolute shite bag.
It's what we said with Kyle's in Manchester.
Yeah.
Right? It's heat at the moment. They're going down, and you're still swinging when you're going down. Okay, I maybe would have allowed Robert Dowd that first one. He's swinging as they're going down, but then there's maybe another one or two after that.
I thought there was at least two after that.
The linesmen's are in there, and he's still
going.
Going in.
Yeah,
so
he's still going.
But again, no penalties called in the play, so it won't be reviewed. And this is
the two of them just get 5 minutes of fighting, eh?
Yeah. You got an extra two. So this is what what's his face? Ron Shudra and whoever was doing the commentary for Steelers TV were saying. So the referee's hand was up for a penalty before they actually dropped the gloves.
Yep.
And then the penalty, I think the penalty was on Sonch. I think it was either holding the stick or something. Sonch was holding him.
Yeah.
And then they call the 5 for fight and they go to the box and Dowd's actually got the extra two. And I still don't actually know what the extra two was for.
Yeah.
Sheffield are great in updating their game sheet quickly. Certainly not as quick as how Stars updated the team sheets last night, so we knew what the penalties were.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
so two league games last weekend. We'll come out with 2 points. Certainly a lot more positive this weekend again than what has been in previous weekends. The negative is probably just we got bit for Sheffield.
Yeah, and again it was a good team performance. Two periods were. The first period was a bit but
listen, they're sitting top of the league, right? They're not sitting top of the league. They're no there on luck, right? They're a good team. As much as it pains me to say it, that they are a good team.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Never have liked them. Going back other years, I've never liked Sheffield. Never.
No, definitely. I agree.
But they're a good team. They've got good players. Dowd went down in my estimation. Definitely went down.
Yeah. But 2 points out of 4. I think we were happy with that. It puts, especially with Braehead, obviously dropping points to Nottingham on the Saturday. They won on the Friday. Sorry, they won their other game in Coventry. Fife also dropping the points to them and dropping points to Belfast. Also helped us with that catch up. So the 2 points gained with them dropping points, definitely happy with the 2 out of 4.
Yeah.
That's
what we said, eh? That's what we said. We said we would take 2 points. That's what we got.
Yeah.
You cannot argue
so
with
that. It brought us on to a midweek game. Which was reduced prices. Down to £10 for adults, 5 for concessions.
Great move by the club. Said that last week. Great move by the club.
100%. I think the crowd was a little bit more than what I thought it was going to be last night. It looked empty for a while in the build-up to the game, but then it looked a little bit busier. And from what the Elite League's game sheet shows, there was 957 people there. So just shy of 1,000. Not bad for a midweek game. I've seen it a lot less before, but a massive 4-2 victory in the first leg to take down to Cardiff. So an early goal for Philippe Sonch again seems to be the one getting us going in games. Assist by Connor Sills. Spencer Dorwich jumped in 6:08. Assist by Charlie Combs and Gabriel Desjardins. Trevor Cox then pulled him back for Cardiff just before the end of the second period.
That was a killer goal. That was an absolute killer goal.
Yeah, there was a hit before it though, which was a very questionable non-call. it was directly on the numbers of someone, but not into the boards.
Yeah, it was a hit on Dylan Lawrence.
Yep, and it was directly on the numbers. So I was surprised it wasn't called, but then leads to Cardiff coming down the ice and scoring from it. We had the second period. We'll touch on that in a bit. Timmy Lattinen, right at the start of the third period, 40-46 on the power play, assisted by Gabriel Desjardins and Michael Poirier. Sebastian Bengtsson at 49-28, again jumping on the score sheets from last week.
Yep.
And then a big surprise was Josh Batch jumping in with a goal. Assisted by Glenn O'Connor and Brodie Reid again. And I was really confused as to why Brodie Reid got man of the match last night, because I thought he was non-existent, but I didn't realise he actually had 2 assists.
Yeah, that must be the only reason. That must be the only reason he got it. Must be the only reason he got it.
Yeah.
Because, like you, he was non-existent.
I forgot he was there until I seen him arguing about a penalty call.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great team performance by us last night. We were flying.
We went in short.
Yeah.
We were missing Cody Drover, and we were also missing Marcus Cancampera, Alex Rongier, and Chris Ingles, who are obviously two sort of...
Yeah.
They were long-term.
Yeah.
I think Rongier could be close.
Yeah.
To getting back. He certainly trained, or he was trained with a non-contact jersey on. So, yeah. Short benched again. 3 imports and a top D Britman, and we'll come out with a performance like that.
Yeah.
Even when we scored early, when Son scored early, I was still like,
oh god, yeah.
They'll
it happened the last time.
They'll just go up a gear, not a gear. And
Cody did it the last game against them.
Yeah.
Scored quite early on, and then we're 6-1 down.
And then the next time we're 6-1 down. Yeah.
So tremendous performance. I thought there wasn't one guy who, what you could say, didn't even have pass marks. Every player had pass marks.
Yeah.
Every player put everything on the line. The amount of blocked shots we have in games is ridiculous. And no wonder we've got so many injuries.
Exactly.
Shots like that all the time.
People are just diving left, right, and centre to stop that puck from getting to the net.
Yeah.
I think Sil's got it in the face, and Garrigan got in.
Yeah.
So there was a few throwing their cell at it. It was obviously what happened, and as you say, we're going to touch on it with McNally. There was a lot of stuff on social media about the game, and one thing that I posted was, to me, there was an unsung hero last night. Didn't play massive amount of minutes, but came in, normally a forward, and played D, was Tom Rutkas.
He actually logged up. I think he logged more than what we think he logged a nice time last night.
I thought he had
I know Mar mentioned it as well, and I'm really surprised why he isn't played as much as what he is.
Especially with Chris being injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know we've had forwards missing as well, and Omar will stick to his tried and trusted, and sometimes Callie doesn't get a lot of ice time, and Toms doesn't get a lot of ice time. But if we're short at the back end as well, why not just give Toms a chance? And he doesn't need to play him every shift, right?
Yeah.
He could, like what he done last night, spell him in when he thinks he needs to. Because I'll tell you, the guy did not put a foot wrong last night.
Yeah. No, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, and did not look out of place as a D-man.
Yeah.
He got his body in the right position. He cleared the puck when he had to. His passing was really good to the forwards, either up the middle or around the boards. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah. So which brings us on to what we are now calling this section, the McNally meltdown.
I actually thought you were going to call it the McNally moon howling meltdown, but
the moon howlers meltdown. Yeah, this is one that we've not saw a meltdown for a while in Dundee. We've saw a few over the years, but this is the first big one.
I think this is the first big one since Cloutier.
I think so. Yeah. So for those of you who are going to be watching this kind of live, the video, we're going to show the video. We'll have a little kind of analysis over it. For those on the podcast, you'll just kind of hear us speaking about it.
Yeah.
So remember to unmute yourself here, Larzo.
All right, neighbour.
So, yeah, it was the end of the period, obviously, and obviously this, whoever it was, obviously just kind of starts with Dryden, and there was that little kind of coming together. And
I think it's Cole Sanford. So now, if you look at it, right, Sanford and Dow have stopped now.
Yeah.
Right, they've went. Okay, we're getting
Dryden actually skates away.
Yeah,
but it's just, I don't know what happens with McNally here. Okay,
he's wanting to go with Poirier, and Poirier's not happy, and then he's obviously said something to Pavel.
Yeah, and just
Poirier says something,
and the thing is, Pavel gives that misconduct, right? That 2-minute misconduct penalty. If Pavel doesn't give that, I don't think McNally goes off his rocker.
Yeah.
But
what I'm also laughing at, right, is look at wee Charlie. He picks the biggest boy, yeah.
Register.
And then this is it. That's it.
So you've got
people have noticed, right? We've missed out the end of it, right? We've not shown what's happened at the end.
We're not going to speak about that.
We're not going to speak about it. We do not condone what happened. We the fans, right, or a fan, bang out of order. Should never happen. And if anybody's thinking about doing that in the future, you got to remember, you're representing the club as a fan. Now, I've been the worst over the years. I'll put my hand up to that, right? I've been one of the worst over the years. But I've never crossed that line. I didn't get as far down the stairs. I got to the barrier.
You weren't as quick as that, boy.
No, I was never. God, that was like a ninja. But the thing about it is, right, the club could get into trouble for us.
Yeah, the club will get into trouble for it.
Yeah, there was an object thrown on. There was a bottle of Coke thrown on. Doesn't happen. If anybody's thinking about doing that in the future, don't.
If anyone's thinking about doing it in the future, don't fucking come to the hockey. It's as simple as that, right?
Yeah.
Listen, we give players it from the start of the game to the end of the game. We'll also give the referees it from the start of the game to the end of the game.
Yeah.
But when it's as bad as that, right? If the player offers you to go down, you stand and laugh, right? We're not speaking about it anymore because we're going to end up going into it. Just if you're thinking about doing something like that at the hockey, don't fucking come. Right?
Never come to Dundee. Yeah, it's not.
But McNally's actions on the ice is an absolute joke. And the fact is, and I've watched it back numerous times, right? It's effectively a sucker punch on Poirier. It's a sucker punch. And then he continues to go at him when he's on the ice. He could have got, I actually think he should have got more than what he got in that for the penalties wise. So, penalty wise, for that,
he got.
So here's Cardiff's penalties, right? They had one penalty in the first period, and then they only had another penalty up until that point. And then you look at all the other penalties in the rest of the game. So Cole Sanford, 2 minutes roughing at that 40 minutes. Then you get
McNally's
donkey, 2 minutes abusive official,
2 minutes,
and then 5+ game for fighting. Now, me personally, I thought he could have got more. He could have got a potential check to the head.
Yeah, he could have got. He could have got a match penalty, which then automatically suspends him.
Yeah, but it was, absolute meltdown. And the guys, what I find hilarious is Todd Kelman was there last night.
Right.
So how red-faced is the owner of the club going to be sitting watching that?
Yeah.
If that's Kyle Haas, I would think the Wards would be having very strong words.
They're throwing the book at him. If it's Haas we're speaking about, the book would get thrown at him for that.
Yeah.
Omar mentioned that about keeping discipline last night, and they kept discipline.
Yeah.
And we've spoke about Kyle and discipline with Kyle, and he's a more effective player the way he's playing just now. Far more effective player.
Yeah.
There was a part of the game which we could touch on. Somebody was looking for Garrigan, right?
Yeah.
So
Dupont.
Craig.
Well, no, it was the other
No,
guy.
it wasn't
Right?
Dupont.
It was Sanford. It was Sanford again, but Dupont then got involved.
Dupont gets involved, right? But he's getting involved through the bench. But the guy's going looking for Garrigan. Why? Because Garrigan's just checked him into the boards.
Yeah.
It's a hockey play. But then he goes looking for him, thinking he's a big tough guy. But then Kyle just steps in. And that's what you need.
Yeah.
He just stands as if to say, if you're going for him, you'll have to come through me, which is the right thing to do.
If we go back to the Garrigan hit, actually, right? And watch it back. Oh, if Stars TV put it on, have a watch back of it, right? And see what you think. Because I was surprised there was no penalty called on the play for it.
All right.
It's knowing the awareness of where you are on the ice. And the guy Sanford had went head first into the corner padding of the penalty box.
Right.
That's why he got so wound up about it. It wasn't a dirty hit. It was just a check. But it was into that area where people all, like, you see it in the NHL. They say you've got to be aware of your surroundings and where you're actually checking them into. That padding's not there. It's a potentially dangerous injury. But it wasn't even a big hit or anything. It was just a glide and a push into the boards. Yeah. And his momentum's carried him through into that area. That's why he got pissed about it. But and you even seen Dupont at the end of the game as well. Still Kyle just laughs at him and tells him to beat it. But go back to what you were saying about Charlie picking the biggest boy in the ice. So Register obviously had him by the back of the neck, and Charlie couldn't really turn round. But
the thing about the instant, right, at McNally, that's no Register that's got him.
No.
Register's at the boards. So
Register's got Charlie.
No. Register's 43. I'm telling you, Register's behind the board.
Yeah.
Somebody else has got him.
We're going to put it on for you again, okay?
Should lift the gears of the Cardiff Devils, that's for sure. So there we go.
So McNally, he is behind to begin with, right? But you watch this, okay? And
no, look, 38's got him.
Yeah, Dupont has him. Just hold on. Just hold on.
I'm telling you.
Just hold on. Because I'm pretty sure Register has a wee, because they just have a wee chat here. Here's Register coming back out now. And then Register goes to Charlie. And then you'll swing him round. You'll grab him by the back of the neck.
There's Momo's involved now.
Yeah. Now, Register, look, here we go. Grabs Charlie from behind. So, right, this all started from the warm-up.
Yeah.
Charlie Combs was winding Register up by telling him he was not good enough to play in this league. And he just kept going and going. And the two of them, they were shouting at each other. Obviously, we can hear it from them shouting across each other at the changing room doors. When they were coming off. It was bloody hilarious.
Yeah.
Charlie Combs is a wee shite. And I fucking love it. I
absolutely
love it.
Him and Sonch.
The two of them
Jack and Russell.
Yeah.
What did we say? They're like a couple of Jack Russells.
Yeah,
Jack and Russell.
Jack and Russell.
And then you notice when the second goal went in and they're skating past the Cardiff bench, what does Charlie do?
A little wink.
Just gave him the wee wink. Ridiculous.
But yeah, it was
Shite
quite
house
funny
at his best.
Yeah, quite funny to see.
Going back to McNally, what we're expecting?
Me personally, right, and this is the thing. This is going to be a big club, wee club situation again for me. Okay, I think he's only going to come away with about a 5-game ban, 4-game ban.
I actually think if that. I think he might get 3. They might decide because of what happened off ice, they might bump it right up. I wouldn't be surprised if Cardiff gassed them, depending on the suspension that should come out. I'm not going to say the suspension that will come out, because don't be surprised, right?
If it's spin the
he might come out with absolutely nothing here. Absolutely nothing.
You'll come out with something for the on-ice antics. You'll come out with something, possibly a 2-game ban or something. Now, the off-ice antics, right? Now,
he is a repeat offender.
yeah.
He was, and that'll go back to when they played their, I think it was their pre-season, was it not? Or their Challenge
Yeah,
Cup,
he kicked
right
off
at
in
the
the
start.
pre-season games,
He
yeah.
kicked off in the pre-season games. And did he know it was somebody, was it no somebody for Sheffield, I think it was, he went and jumped him. It was someone ridiculous. Again, jumping somebody.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'd be surprised. Going on the off-ice incident, just briefly on it, for his suspension, I don't think the fan goes after him if McNally does not offer him. I think if McNally skates straight off, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but
I'm not in any way in relation to the fan. I'm speaking about for him for his suspension. He's got to remember he can't be offering boys and then charging at the barrier when he sees the guy coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
So he's got to remember that he's also slightly guilty in that whole thing. The fan banned for life, without a doubt. McNally, there has to be some repercussion for it. You're a professional player. You've got to go off, But
yeah, I remember.
We'll wait and see.
I remember in games going past and in years going past, right? See when incidents like that happened during games and guys were kicked out, the linesman took them right to the door and basically pushed them down the tunnel.
They were. I've watched the video back, so obviously the video I've put up for this, I've shortened it so we don't have the incident. Graham Rodger was actually at the door holding him as he was going off. He was still holding him as he went off through the door, and the guy run down the stairs. And then Scott Rogers is there as well. And the two of them are off the ice. And I tweeted about it. Hats off to Graham and Scott Roger for
and the Cardiff fan that was there. Because he stood in. He went right in between them.
Yeah, I said this that Ryan Williams will no doubt be getting a shout out on the podcast tonight. Ryan Williams did a great job in grabbing the fan and hauling him away. As the Linos did their part as well. So yeah. Anyway, back to the hockey of it all.
Great night, fantastic performance. I couldn't see half work because, as you are, Ken, I'm just coming back from a major surgery and I couldn't get up on my feet quick enough, and I've just had the stitches out this week, and I tried to count them, but I lost count after about 110, I think it was.
Fuck off.
Fuck off. Listen now, choose people for the work could be listening to
this. But yeah, it's big performance. And it's like we say, right? We could go down to Cardiff next week and we can get beat 5-0 and get put out, right? Win your home games.
Yeah.
You win your home games. Fans will keep coming. You'll get the backing, you'll get the support, and what you pick up on the road is a bonus.
Yeah, definitely.
The ones like your Fife, your Manchester, even potentially Glasgow, you're as a fan, you're always expecting to try and win it because it's the closest teams around you and closest teams in the league as well. But you're Nottingham, Sheffield, Belfast, Cardiff, you pick up stuff on the road, you're happy. But win your home games, regardless of the competition, win your home games.
We spoke about this on about how the people never went last night.
Oh, I know.
They must be gutted. They must be absolutely gutted. Half price entry, right?
Yeah.
And you got double the entertainment.
Yeah. As the Stars tweeted today, we had the good, the bad, and the ugly last night.
Yeah. Everything that you want in an ice hockey game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything. Goals, entertainment, controversy, fights, you name it. And a victory at the end for your team. Outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
Outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
And to me, it's just carried on the vein of form that we've been in. Even losing to Sheffield. Right?
Yeah.
The vein of form that we've been in. That's Nottingham, Sheffield, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Belfast the week before. I've always said it. That's the top 4 teams in the league.
Yeah.
We beat Belfast. We beat Nottingham. We've got beat for Sheffield, ran them
Yeah.
close, and we've beat Cardiff
Yeah.
in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Outstanding performances. Outstanding.
Highlight of the night for me, other than McNally's meltdown, was Charlie Combs chanting every player's songs with the fans.
Honestly, God.
And the good thing about it all is, right, is it goes to show that he's obviously enjoying himself here.
Yeah.
He's obviously settled completely, enjoying his teammates, enjoying the fan interaction, enjoying having a laugh, and playing his game well.
Yeah. And he
it's
done
good to
this.
see.
He done the thing with Stars TV the other week as well. So he seems to be.
Honestly,
he's a character. People go on about Kyle being a character, but Charlie gives him a run for his money for being the character in the team.
yeah. Stars TV need a massive shout out for getting that arranged, because
definitely.
I don't think I have laughed so much at a video that Stars TV have done as much as I did with Charlie Combs.
Brilliant.
The other day, I was absolutely wetting myself. He's so funny, But yeah, so moving on, we'll look at our preview for this weekend. So obviously, Glasgow Clan are in town, or are they in town?
Are they going to be
here?
Going
to turn up, or are they going to change?
Yeah,
Glasgow Clan in town. What's your thoughts, Glasgow?
I'm hoping we'll win. That's first and foremost. Again, it's another one of those games. It's a home game that we must win. We must win. Clan are a good side. Matthew Waugh still scoring goals.
Yeah.
And we need to watch for Matthew Waugh, definitely. Because he could absolutely he could absolutely kill us. We've got to be on top form. Got to be on top form. I'm hoping Camper is back, and I'm hoping that Rongier's fit, because I think it's going to be that type of game. It's going to be a feisty encounter. There's a lot of set. 2 Scottish teams. The first time we've played this season, and we're a good bit into our season. They're playing catch up with their season. They'll want. Listen, there's 3 Scottish teams, and it probably means nothing to everybody else, right? But you want to be the best Scottish team, right? And Glasgow believe they are the best Scottish team. They're the one with the best money, so they're the one that should be the best Scottish
team. Most money, biggest rank, most fans. They'll bring a big travel and support them on Saturday.
I hope so. I hope they do. I hope they do, because it'll make for a good atmosphere.
Yeah, and money in our team's pockets.
Definitely.
But yeah, it's and I think the thing with Glasgow is, they have been a bit inconsistent this year. So far, they've went down and pumped teams, and then they've lost, 4-1 against at home Nottingham last week, and it was quite a convincing win for Nottingham. They were never looked at any danger. It's that a bit like us. They're still trying to find their feet that little bit. It's been so early in the season for them. What was it, 5 games? Or
someone they've not played a massive amount of games. But they've beat teams quite convincingly. And then they get beat 6-0 at home. I think it was for Belfast, 6-0, 6-1, something like that. And then they get beat at home for Nottingham. I hope to think that we could catch them. Is that somebody tooting outside your house?
Yeah, bloody was it? I was just looking at the window thinking, you bastard.
It was rude.
Wonder if that's getting picked. Wonder if the microphone picked that one up.
So they've got some good players, as I say. Matthew Wise one to look out for. There's a guy who, over the years, we've always put up rumours, even going back to the old hockey forum days, of Colton Yellowhorn.
Colton Yellowhorn.
We just wanted him to sign for Dundee, just for his name. Don't care if he's any good or if he's shite. I just wanted somebody. We've got a guy, Colton Yellowhorn.
I know. But yeah,
decent player. There's another in at the back. I think he's a D-man, Brock Bukaboom.
It was another name that we always had to laugh about. Brock Bukaboom.
Their captain seems to like a fight. The guy's Dyson Stevenson. So I think he's had a couple of fights in the last couple of games. I think it'll be feisty. I don't think it'll reach McNally level, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was gloves dropped. But I'm hoping that we win. Really hope that we win. And if we're going to start predicting, I would expect to win.
Yeah, you've got to expect to win. It's your home game of the weekend against one of your rivals now. Expect 2 points. Will Braehead still be too tired from their 4 games in 6 days, as their coach keeps going on about?
Yeah.
Well, it's not a me problem, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Listen. Wait till they have to play 3 games in 3 days, right?
Yeah.
In 3 different countries.
Yeah.
Then he'll find out what's
over the
happening.
festive period.
Yes. What was it? Cardiff to Belfast, Belfast to Edinburgh.
No, was it
something like that. It was.
I thought we went
and we
like
picked up 9 points.
Belfast up to Edinburgh, so like it was something mental.
It was something ridiculous. So
the mileage, somebody worked out the mileage for it as well. It was crazy, but yeah, I'm hoping or expecting 2 points. I think the team will be as well. I'll be expecting 2 points. Cardiff on Sunday in the league.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting now.
It's
going to be really interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yeah, and again, I'm not expecting anything from the game, to be honest.
No, the only thing I'm expecting is there will be fights.
Yeah,
and I'll be surprised if there's not. You tend to find that though. Again, last night was a really feisty game, and then the next game will just be nothing.
Now I'm glad you just said that, because it reminded me of something I was saying to Shannon on the way home last night. So McNally's meltdown, right?
Yeah.
4-2 was the score.
Yeah.
Challenge Cup first leg in Dundee.
Yeah.
And an altercation with a fan. The exact same happened the year we played Sheffield at home. In the first leg, we won 4-2. And there was a De Caro blockered the fan in the face when he went off the ice.
So there was. I remember that. Yeah.
It was just so coincidental. And I thought about driving home, I was like, that exact same
happened. But let's hope the second leg doesn't go the same way then.
Well, scoreline we do. Scoreline we hope we win 4-2.
Yeah. But
everything
when we played
else.
Sheffield, Cardiff, I don't know what kind of game it's going to be at Cardiff. It'll either be a real damp squib, or it's going to be so feisty.
Yeah.
I think one thing I'll guarantee is then the second leg will be feisty.
Yeah.
Because that'll be, we've got a 2-goal lead, and anything could happen. Anything could happen in that.
The league game on the Sunday, I'm not expecting anything from it other than it's going to be a physical battle. There'll be quite a lot, potentially dirty hits, little niggles off the play, a couple of gloves dropped. I think DuPont might offer Haas out straight away. Going into the Wednesday for the Challenge Cup, you're just hoping that if you're going to lose, you keep it to that 1-goal loss, so you go through an aggregate. But performance-wise, the way it's been recently, I don't.
Anything could go
either way. It could go either way. You can win or lose, but the performance-wise, the way we've been playing, I would, not expect us to go and beat them, but I'm expecting a good performance to give us a good chance of going through. And I think
one thing for last night, and we never touched on it, and it could have an impact on the 2 games during the week, on Sunday and then during the week, is Mark Lewis. Never appeared.
Yeah, so he came out at the start of the third. He came out and then left again quite early into the third period. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Then I can't know what's going on. I don't know if he's picked up a wee niggle and they've thought, we'll save him.
He got an ice bag at the start of the third, because I saw Spider-Man jumping over the bloody plexi every 2 minutes. He went and got an ice bag, came out, and I don't know if it was his wrist or at his side, but he had an ice bag at one point in the third period, and then he never come back. So it's a big loss for them. If
definitely,
and a big gain for us if he's not playing over the 2 games. But it's we've just got to hope we'll have a good performance.
That's how we can ask for.
We can go through.
See, we've said that before. As long as we're getting competitive games for the
Yeah.
guys every game. It's what you ask for your team. And if you win, fantastic.
Yeah.
If you win at him, even better, because it keeps bringing crowds in. And if you can entertain them like what happened last night, even better again. You'll maybe get more people in.
Definitely.
Looking forward to the weekend. Certainly looking forward to the Glasgow game.
Yeah.
Even more so because I've got something like this tomorrow night with Glasgow Clan live, believe it or not.
Yeah. Boo.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jumping ship from a
I
view
can't
from
make it 'cause
section.
I've got a night out.
Yeah. Oh, so
But-
you show your priorities, eh? I'll go
Aye,
for
I'm doing
I'll
mine.
go for the team. I'll back the team.
One thing before I forget about it, one thing that was brought up with the Cardiff weekend, the Sunday and then the Wednesday, was there was a discussion on social media last night on the Star supporters page about
seen that.
a GoFundMe page or potentially paying for flights for them. So, and I said it as well because you don't know what Omar's kind of training schedule is going to be. Omar might want to train on the Tuesday, give him some ice time, which would then mean they'd have to travel down on the Tuesday night to then stay in a hotel. They might not get a proper sleep in that. It depends on what the schedule is going to be like for them flying potentially. But again, it costs a lot of money. But yeah, I believe somebody has reached out to Patch or the club in general
I've seen
and
that
asked
myself,
how they want to do it. So
I agree with you. I think it's a great idea.
yes,
especially because we have a chance. Let's be honest, we do have a chance. But we're in Cardiff on Sunday.
yeah,
We will not train on Monday.
nope,
but we'll need to do something on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't see us getting ice time any place down south to even go halfway. Maybe Omar could get some in.
Even
I know
Manchester.
I was going to say that. I know that Omar is still on good terms with Manchester. Could he get into Altrincham on Tuesday at some point to give him a skate on the Tuesday? And then, so you're half in the travel. You're going down so far and then going across the rest. So it'll be interesting if the club do reach out to the guy who's asked the question. We'll see what happens. And if it needs plugged again, we'll certainly put it up on our socials.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of little plug-in, Christmas jerseys auction is still going. There's only a couple of days left on it, and it's in 2 days and 17 hours. So if you're wanting your beautiful Christmas jersey for the festive period, because do we wear it this Saturday? We wear it, isn't it?
We wear it this Saturday.
Yeah, we wear it this Saturday, and you get it. You can collect it from Sunday.
I'll have to get my look out an old Christmas jersey.
I know.
Whether it's a red one or a white one, and then I kind of will go Hutchins or JD. Maybe just go Hutchins just to
try and find my one.
Yeah. There's another shout, right, that we need to put out, but guess what? My phone's sitting across there.
It's not for Liz Davidson again, is it?
No, it's not for Liz. It's not for Liz. Liz gets enough shout outs. It's for Craig Ingalls, and it was at Andy's Man's Club. Andy's Man's Club. It's a mental health charity. Then I want to really be so unprofessional and tap my headphones off and go off screen. My phone's at the other side of the room. You've probably got it because you did message both of us. So we did say we would give a wee shout out to people. It is a serious issue. It is around about mental health. And I believe it is Andy's Men's Club, I think it is. And they meet a couple of times. There's 2 places in Dundee that they meet. And I'm just wasting their time to you hurry up and find it. It's in your inbox. All right.
I found Craig. Well, what we'll do is we'll try it 1 week. We'll try and get Craig on like this. Bring him in to do a little promotion. I think the guy is it. I think is that obviously this guy Andy runs it, but definitely. It's okay not to be okay.
You deal with it through your work. You deal with a lot of issues
day,
like that. So
every day, we're speaking with people with mental health issues and suicide and stuff. So yes, it is okay not to be okay. There is help available to everyone. So
Craig, if you are listening in, I apologise profusely, but what we'll do to mark up for you, we'll get you on the show and you can tell everybody about it, and we'll speak to you about Dundee Stars. You can be the first guest on the podcast. How's that?
It just goes to show, you're giving me shit for going a night out and not being professional and not
Yes.
having the priorities right. But then says you it's not got your things ready. You thought you had a page full of notes and everything.
I do. Look, I've got loads of notes and my phone's sitting there. That's because I had to move because you were complaining about me sending me my laptop on my knee and the camera bouncing up and down.
It's your sound quality as well. Honestly, it's like blind leading the blind sometimes with him.
Get
But
me laughing.
yes,
Technical
listen,
stuff.
listen, another good week in Stars Nation.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're sitting here this time next week discussing a couple of points in the league, hopefully over Braehead, and a win in the Challenge Cup or a progression in the Challenge Cup to the semi-finals. But yeah, that's all from us for this week.
Yeah.
So
and remember, listen out. I'm on with Glasgow Clan live tomorrow night. I think the guys got a wee sort of podcast type of thing. So if it's there and there's links, I'll certainly send it out, and you can hear me speaking about Dundee Stars against Glasgow on Saturday as well.
So from a view from Section C, good night.
Yeah, good night, and we will see you all at the game Saturday. Cheers.
Thank you.